In 2004, Amy Borman met a 7-year-old girl at a gym in Texas. They would form a partnership that led to Simone Biles becoming one of the greatest athletes ever. Borman coached Simone for 12 years and became the most successful gymnastics head coach of a U.S. Olympic team, as Biles tied an Olympic record for most gold medals in a single Olympics.
Her new book is called The Balance, My Years Coaching Simone Biles, and she joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you've known her since she was 7 years old. Even at that young age, were you able to tell just how talented she was?
Yeah, she had an ability to learn skills very quickly, so it was kind of fun just seeing what challenges we could put in front of her.
Well, I'm wondering, were you just, you were from Chicago, am I right, Amy?
That's correct.
And so you moved down to Houston. Were you working at just a gym in Houston, and Simone just walked in one day with a relative?
Yeah, she actually came into the gym on a field trip and was playing around. She was sent home with a flyer about signing up for gymnastics, and the rest is history.
But how, you wonder when a kid gets so good, they usually find, I'm going to go with an Olympic training center, but she obviously bonded with you and trusted you. So is it because, you look so young yourself, Amy, is it because she just identified with you and right from the get-go?
Well, we had a bond right from the start, but I really credit her parents for trusting me. I told them that if I couldn't stay one step ahead of her and be able to train her appropriately, that I would help find a coach that was best for her, because I knew her personality and I knew what would make her thrive. So they trusted me with that process. And so we just stuck with it.
At that level, is it more common than not for an athlete to stay with his or her coach throughout her entire career?
Not necessarily. There are people who hop from gym to gym looking for the right, combination of coach to athlete. And I think we were just lucky enough to find each other at the right time.
And there's plenty of stories of athletes that you've never heard of that had so much promise and never made it the way Simone did. What do you attribute? Does she have an incredible work ethic in addition to her talent? What is the magic formula there?
Well, I think a lot of it was that, as the book is called, the balance, finding the balance between having a real life and still being an athlete to become an elite athlete. She was incredibly dedicated to coming into the gym every day, but it was also on days that she needed to be off, she could be off. If she had a family vacation, it wasn't an issue. I knew she wouldn't forget how to do gymnastics while she was gone.
And when she became a superstar, as she's been for most of her life, did you focus solely on her, or were you coaching other athletes as well?
I was coaching other athletes as well. Now, when we got right up to the Olympics, I was pretty dedicated just with her because we had a pretty tight travel schedule. So that became more intensive with that.
And does she have are there 5 gymnastics moves that are now named after her? Is that right?
I believe it is 5, yes.
I remember in this recent Olympics, it was that vault that everyone was talking about. But, are you coming up with these things that no one else has done, or did these moves already exist that no one could do before Simone came along?
Yeah, the vault you're talking about, men have performed that vault, but she's the first woman to ever perform it. And most of the skills that she has, she's the first and only woman to ever perform them in competition. And that's one of the requirements for having a skill named after you.
And I remember back in, what was the Olympics where she got the twisties? We heard that for the first time. And athletes deal with mental blocks all the time. How did you work her through that?
Well, she had the same thing happen to her right before the Rio Olympics when I was coaching her. And luckily, we had enough time to kind of step back and just let it run its course. And just as quickly as it shows up, it goes away. But in Tokyo, when she was with her other coaches, they didn't have the luxury of time. And so it just kind of all came to a head at the Tokyo Games. And unfortunately, that's when she had to pull herself out. But I'm incredibly proud of her for doing that, because that's such a difficult thing, knowing that she was going to face backlash from stepping away.
Right. Tell us something about Simone Biles that we may not know, that you write about in this book that we haven't heard before.
I think the biggest thing I want people to take away about Simone is she truly is a good person. She has a good character. She is as happy and bubbly most of the time as you see her on TV. And I think that is really what's so charming and what really makes her a star.
The fact that she's been competing for so long and at this age, she says she's retired. Do you see her possibly doing another Olympics?
I think she can do whatever she wants to do, really. If she decides to come back for the LA Olympics, she knows how long it takes her to come back, and she knows how much effort she's willing to put into it. But she absolutely has the talent and the physique, and if the desire is there, it will happen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, the book again is called The Balance: My Years Coaching Simone Biles. You can follow her there on there's the two handles there on Instagram. Amy, really appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.